as you can. Come with me if you want to live. Why so serious? Shall we begin?
You're listening to the Adventures in Nerding podcast on adventuresinnerding.com. Hey, it's Cory from adventuresinnerding.com with the Adventures in Nerding podcast, and I've got a special guest here, Frank You know what, Frank? You mind saying your last name?
Yeah, it's Janisch.
Janisch. I don't want to mess it up because you know the S could
That's
be
nice.
silent and stuff. Could be all messed.
Yeah, the C is silent.
The C is silent. What? Oh, okay. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
All right. So, usually I come in with a lot of prep, but I had a cancellation, and you were nice enough. The last time I was going to have you on, I decided to sleep in. And yeah. That's how professional setups go. You know, you sleep in and you miss people.
I'm actually doing this from my bed right now. I'm laying in bed right now. So that's how professional I
am. Tell me about yourself. Other than the stat guy for Movies Trivia Schmoedown, you host the Rundown. What do you do in life?
What do I do in life? Well, not a whole lot outside of that stuff, really. It kind of consumes my life for a vast majority of the week. But you go to work every day just like everybody else. You know, I work for an airline. So that's fun, working near airplanes and whatnot, and bags, and that's always exciting. Once in a while, you get like some weird animal that goes on a plane. That's pretty fun. Other than that, you know, try to go see movies as much as I can. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. So I don't have cable. Just got the Netflix. I'm a pretty boring person. I mean, hang out with friends and whatnot, and try and see some family when I can. So yeah, it's. I guess all I have is the Schmoedown. That's all I got.
Loser.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding. So you work for an airline. We don't have to say which one. It's not JetBlue, so thank God. But you know, there's that part in Fight Club, where he's talking about the airline, and sometimes you have a bag that has something in it. You know, a personal marital aid device. You've never had one of those go off?
No, I don't think not that I know of. Not yeah. I mean, it's probably happened, but I'll tell you one thing though. There has been times where you get a bag, and you hear a vibrating going on. So so then your mind wanders. What could it be? And sometimes it's not what you would think. I'll just put it that way.
So with the Schmoedown, how did you get involved? Like, how long have you been involved in everything?
Oh man, this is a complete accident. Me being involved the way that I am. I was part of the Schmoeville Facebook group page, and I would just randomly post stats. I was in between jobs before I got the job at the airline. I had basically like a couple months off, and I had a decent severance thing, so I had some time off, and I started watching Collider Jedi Council, and that's how I got introduced to Christian and then Mark and all the other schmoes and all that content they produce. And then eventually I worked my way going back, watching all the Schmoedown matches before it premiered again on Collider. And I just started keeping track of stats, posting them in the Schmoeville Facebook group page. And then one day, I guess Aaron, the guy who actually hosts the show, the creator, if you will, he reached out to Christian about starting a show like on Twitter, and then he posted in the Facebook group page. And I think someone actually tagged me in the post saying, you got to have the stats guy on. And so I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it. You know, and I initially thought it was going to be just a one-off kind of thing. And, you know, had fun doing the first episode. And then Aaron says, hey, you know, would you want to do this weekly every week going forward? And I was like, that sounds awesome. So really just by accident. And I never thought it would turn into what it has, and learning the things that I've learned, talking to the people I've talked to. I've gotten the opportunity to go visit the Collider Studios and see matches live. That's been really cool. And just get to know some of those people over there instead of just watching them on YouTube. So it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, it's just really crazy to me that this is where I'm at with all this.
So with stats and stuff, is that something you work with before in past jobs, or is it something you do for fun, like with NFL stuff, or what?
I did like playing fantasy football. I don't anymore just because of my job, so I don't have time to pay attention to it as much as I used to. So I was kind of a stat junkie when it came to that, but I never personally put together stats. Uh, and I was just watching the Schmoedown, like the 2014 tournament. I was honestly curious to see just how good everyone was, or where they actually ranked. And again, I had a lot of free time, so I just started doing simple stats of questions asked and answered and their percentage, and that's kind of where it just started from there. I had no prior job experience or schooling with that. I mean, I took a stats class, but it's not really applying here, because a lot of it's just adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. It's really simple math, and
You'd think so. See, you're a stat guy. You'd think so, but you've had pretenders come in and try to do stats, and then you have to slap them down. And I love your humbleness. I appreciate it. But there's a part of you, there's just something in the back of your head that says, I'm the stat guy.
yeah, and yeah, in a sense, sure. I mean, I've been doing this for I think the longest in terms of longevity, I guess. People come and go, they post, and then they stop. But I think I've always been the most consistent. So there's I take pride in that I haven't, slacked off in a sense about keeping track and posting stats. So yeah, there's a bit of some pride there that, when I see someone comment on a post saying, "Oh, I bet Frank knows, so he has all the numbers." That's kind of cool to see, and that people will point others towards you for information. So that's really fun.
You probably get tagged as much by Christian as Chris Kalicki does, huh?
Not really, not really, not really, because mine's more fact based. Theirs is they can throw their opinions, and that just runs wild. Especially Chris. I mean, he gets it worse every week, man, because he's the question writer. So
He
someone
takes
doesn't
a
like the way.
browbeating about it. People get him on the wording,
Oh yeah,
specific names. The Bond category was fun. I think it was fun for the both of us to see everyone arguing about it
yeah.
because it's so dumb. Like, yes, anybody can consider anything nerdy. So you could
That's true.
technically add anything to the Intergeekdom category. But wow, people were so butthurt over that. How did you guys from behind the scenes of your show deal with controversy like that?
See, I mean, you say controversy, and I really, personally, I don't really see a whole lot of. I think controversy is too strong of a word, because I mean, this is all just for fun. So it's not like someone's cheating
Oh no!
on the show, So I mean, that's a controversy. To say that the Bond category is a controversy, I mean, it's a nice buzzword. So I don't really approach it that way. I just find it humorous most of the
Let
time.
me put it this way:
Yeah.
to us normal people who go to work, come home, deal with their families, do regular stuff, not a controversy. To someone who spends a ton of time online, lives online, doesn't have anything outside of the online world, to them, these type of things are controversies. And as we are both admins, kind of give people a background to it, to the movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page, to certain people, Bond category, team names, this little
Oh,
changes.
Festival of Darlings that just happened. That's another one that people are up in arms about.
To certain people, excuse me, those little decisions become big decisions because that's what they know. They know the social media space. And that's not necessarily bad. I'm just saying there's certain people who take this game pretty seriously.
Yeah, and I should say it's good that I have Aaron and Brian with me when we do the show, because they also, especially Brian, he will pick out what is a controversy, and then I get to respond to that. He has more of the mind for that than I do about picking stuff out, what's a controversy, what's not, which I appreciate because you're right. A lot of people out there take this very seriously, and that's nothing. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Like, it's weird if you do. I just take it seriously on another level. We just have different varying levels of seriousness, and some people are more than others, and that's fine. But like I said, I'm glad that I got Aaron and Brian there because they can kind of point stuff out that I wouldn't necessarily see or see as a controversy, and then they can bring it towards my attention or to all of our attentions, and then we can talk about it. And that's where a lot of great discussion comes from, to be quite honest.
Now, you've been to the Collider Studios, so you've seen this mythical bathroom that Christian doesn't like. I guess Ken doesn't like it either.
It's not. I think the bathroom's fine. It's what you do to the bathroom. So when I was there, I never experienced someone's wrath upon the bathroom. So I've been lucky in that regard, I guess.
Is it just one toilet?
There's one stall and like 2 urinals.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, but they also have to share with like another part of the building too. So it's not just their own bathroom. So.
Oh yeah, someone can drop a bomb in there. Yeah, that could permeate.
Funny story though. When I was at Collider, I think was it like my second time there, maybe my first time. I think it was my first time there, maybe. I went into the bathroom, and it was Ellis, William Bibbiani. I want to say Dewberry was in there as well. It was really weird. It was just like because I think it was Dewberry because Bibbiani and Dewberry were about to play a match. So and then Ellis ended up using that little nugget there right in his intro, and I thought it was pretty funny. So it's a weird bathroom story. Sorry.
Weird bathroom story. Was 2 of them at the urinal or something, or
one was?
What were you doing in the bathroom with them? Were you just sitting back chilling?
It's one of those weird moments where everyone just happens to converge on the bathroom at the same time. Okay. It's just a weird, one of those moments. So I was already, doing my thing, and then I think Ellis walked in, and then Bibbiani's like right behind. I'm like, oh crap. I'm taking a piss with Ellis and Bibbiani in the same. That's weird. So.
yeah. You're like, I'm fandoming out right now, but I really need to get done what I need to get done.
Yeah.
So from just doing regular stats to now hosting the rundown to being on the movie trivia Schmoedown with your stat breakdown, that's gotta feel pretty good, like a really big accomplishment.
Yeah, it's just I've only been involved in like Schmoeville for like a year and a half, so there's still a lot that I don't know, and to be one of these newer people, quote unquote newer people, and be on the Schmoedown Rundown, they have a segment on the actual Schmoedown show, is really mind-boggling to me because I didn't get into this for all of to be a part of the Schmoedown like this. I just liked the show and I liked everything that it was doing, and now to be a part of it, yeah, it's a nice accomplishment to have put in the work, recording stats and putting the information out there, and then now to have it on the actual show is really cool.
Yeah, and you sound great, by the way. I'm listening to your microphone. This is great quality. Whoever the dickhead is who says that your quality isn't up to the podcast pro mics that they have in the Collider Studios can go blow a goat.
You know what's crazy is that the fans of the Schmoedown have such a high level of quality that you must attain to the degree that it's pretty much unreasonable. Like, they think there's people out there that think like they're a major network and they have all this money for all this fancy equipment, and I'm just a guy in my bedroom talking on a microphone. Which, by the way, I should say, I used to just use my Apple earbuds to do the Schmoedown rundown. But Brianne Chandler, Miss Movies, was kind enough to get me a microphone that would produce great quality. So,
would you get a Procaster or something?
No, it's a Snowball.
Snowball. Oh, the little round one?
Yeah. It's the black edition, or black ice, whatever they want to call it. I don't know.
I have a broadcast quality microphone, but yeah, I can get things on discount and all that fun stuff.
My other mic before this one, I was believe it or not, I was using a Rock Band mic, the USB port, the USB.
Sweet.
One. Yeah, I plugged that in my computer and it actually worked. And so I was using that for a few months before Brianne was kind enough to give me this blue Snowball microphone.
Well, I've got an audio box if you ever need to hook up like 2 or 3 mics. So
Sweet.
Yeah, an extra audio box. I finally, ponied up and got a board, and then I've got the sound effect machine. I run off 2 computers. This is what happens when you're an IT guy and you just overkill everything. What do you need to do? Well, I wanted to set up the Christmas tree. So why do you have lights all over the house and the neighbor's house and the front yard? Because I wanted to. Because
I could.
Getting back into the Schmoedown for a bit, and then we'll get into some Star Wars stuff. Who are the best people right now? Who's the best team, and who is the front runner other than Christian?
So for teams, I mean, you cannot argue that the Patriots of JTE and Jeff Snyder are the best. Love them or hate them, they are the best team to ever play the game right now. Before, I used to think that top 10 was that team. They've hit a rough patch. To try and get back to glory. I think they can do it. Also, I'm really curious what's going to happen with Christian and Mark Ellis, with their team Schmoes, because they're quite a force. And then looking at singles, I got to believe that Rachel Cushing could very well be the next big thing. I think she's very level-headed. She doesn't get too over the top with the theatrics that may distract her from what's happening in the match. I mean, we've seen people like Bibiani, who's immensely knowledgeable about movies. I don't think anyone could argue that. But just for some reason, he has a hard time playing the actual game, navigating the game from round to round. Where Rachel, I think, she's able to stay focused. And I think her time in the team with Nerds Watch with Ken Knapsack by her side, I think that helped her a lot. But I like to see Rachel get to that title fight against Christian. So I'm backing Rachel Cushing all the way here, even though I did pick Levine and Clark Wolf to be in the final.
Now,
but that's what's great about this tournament is you just never know what's going to happen.
And Team Action, who I love those guys. I know they're heels and all that, but Guy is from Salem, Oregon, so I have to root for him.
Yeah, that's what happens when people are from your hometown. You just have to root for them, apparently. Like Jay Washington, he's from Chicago, and so is Sam Levine. Although I think he grew up in Jersey mostly, but he's a Cubs fan. I'm not a Cubs fan. I'm a Sox fan. So.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, the Cubs, they just got tore up last night.
They got pounced. Well, and
jeez.
The White Sox were good at one point. What is it, when Robin Ventura was their manager or something like that?
No, Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robin was pretty terrible.
Oh yeah.
But they got a lot of young players now. They're kind of going the route that the Cubs took to get to where they are. So they got a lot of young talent. They're going to be pretty good in the next 3-4 years. So things are looking better for the Sox at the moment.
Let's just talk some Star Wars. How about that?
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour,
you're gonna see serious. I thought that was Top Gun for a second.
Almost. This is my favorite musical bed. I'm just gonna let it play out. That makes you excited, but it has nothing to do with Star Wars whatsoever.
No, but I still love Back to the Future.
I love Back to the Future. The latest.
You watched the third one?
Oh God. Yeah, that's the. It's that third kid you weren't expecting to have, and it's not that they're not good or special or that you love them. It's just that you didn't want them.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
So you've seen the latest trailer, right? Are you one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
people that didn't want to watch it?
Oh, I had to watch it. I can't control myself. I have to watch it.
I tell people, especially people that write for Schmoedown.com, which I'm one of the editors for. I'm like, you got to watch the trailer. You're not a reporter if you can't report on the trailers. And you know what's great about Star Wars trailers is they give nothing away about the movie.
Yeah, I really have no idea what to expect from the movie story-wise. I think I know what some of the things the characters might face, but how they get there, and yeah, the trailer doesn't really do anything in terms of spoiling the movie for me. At least that's how I saw it.
How did you get introduced to Star Wars? I mean, you're a little bit younger, so was it the prequels?
No, I was. I think I want to say when the special editions were released in theaters. I did go see A New Hope in theaters. I don't remember it though. It's weird. Star Wars has kind of always just been in my life. I can't really remember a time without Star Wars. So it's hard for me to say exactly how old I was when I got into it. So, growing up, I have 5 sisters. I grew up with 2 of them. Yeah. So I have 2. I lived with 2 of them. My family's divorced, so I have 2 half sisters and a stepsister, and then my 2 fully blooded sisters, if you will. So I grew up with them, and I'm the only boy. So my whole world basically was Star Wars growing up. I could go there and get lost in that world and would just watch the movies endlessly. And then the prequels, yeah, I was about 13 or 14 when it came out, and that just took over my life even more. And I just knew so much about the movies, how they were made, character names. I mean, just the works. I knew everything because that was really where I just went to escape stuff, or as you do when you're younger.
With Star Wars, it's interesting because Lucas could have sat on his laurels and not did anything with the property. And he had every right to kind of mess with things and redo some effects. I know some people get mad, but you know what? It was his thing.
Right.
But he also did a great job in starting Rebels and starting the latest cartoon show he has. For some reason, I'm forgetting the name.
So
Clone Wars and then
Wars.
Rebels. Yes,
Yeah,
there we go. Starting Clone Wars and then Rebels. Corey's going to cut this back in because he doesn't want to sound like an idiot. But in actuality, I'm just going to leave it all in because I'm an asshole. So he did a good job in selling Star Wars to a new generation, and it shows because you like Star Wars. A ton of younger people I know like Star Wars. And is there a character that kind of sticks to you?
For me, it's always been Luke. He's the hero, man. And I wanted to be a Jedi growing up, and Return of the Jedi Luke. Like that's the Luke. He's dressed all in black, got the green lightsaber. That's my guy.
Oh yeah. Who is my guy? You know what? I loved Anakin, the kind of flow of him turning evil, even though it was a little bit over dramatic and sand getting everywhere. But I love that character, and then he gets into Vader, and there's stuff in there that could be a really cool like Star Wars story film that'd probably be a lot better than Solo.
Probably.
But yeah, they went with that. I hope the Obi-Wan movie gets made sometime soon.
I want that so bad, more than anything that they're making standalone films. Gotta have Kenobi. Oh man, I can't wait for that to happen.
And then maybe the Bounty Hunter one and all that. And
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I like to see kind of like a perhaps a Dirty Dozen type of feel to it with the bounty hunters. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Are you a Vader guy, or is there a particular bad guy that you like?
Ooh, I mean, yeah, I've always liked Vader a lot. I remember growing up, I didn't like the Emperor that much, just because he looked like a creepy old dude. but he's pretty badass now to me. So, but yeah, I think it just the whole Luke Vader thing just was really appealing to me, and so yeah, those are like my two guys. I mean, as I know they're like the two main characters, and so I don't have like any obscure. I'm not gonna pick like Nub Nub or like Admiral Akbar. Like those are cool side characters, but it's always been Luke and Vader for me.
Yeah, I mean, I like Darth Maul. There's certain characters that, and it's hand it to Star Wars for doing this. Like, you create Darth Maul, Boba Fett, and then you kill them way too early.
Yeah, there's just not enough of those guys. Yeah.
To the point where you bring them back. They brought Maul back in Clone Wars, and then he returned in Rebels, and then something happened, and people can watch Rebels and figure out what happened to Maul. But I feel like it's a lot of missed opportunity.
Yeah, Darth Maul was such a huge missed opportunity I think they could have carried him throughout the entire prequel trilogy, and then Anakin. What would you have loved to have seen Anakin fight Darth Maul to become Sidious's apprentice? I mean, that would have been freaking amazing.
Yeah, rather than, you betrayed me.
Yeah.
I've got the
I mean,
higher
he still could have
ground.
fought Obi-Wan, and then, but I would have just loved, I mean, Count Dooku, he's all right, but man, I would have loved to have seen Darth Maul be throughout that entire prequel trilogy. That would have been. I mean, and then I probably would have become a bigger Darth Maul fan than a Darth Vader fan, because the small stuff that we got from Darth Maul I really liked, and I remember being bummed and also kind of curious as to how did they just kill Darth Maul at the end of the Phantom Menace. I remember being a little kid thinking that, like, how, why, who's gonna be the bad guy now? So man, I just wish. But I'm glad we got what we got in terms of Rebels and Clone Wars for Darth Maul to wrap up his story, and that ended up pretty cool.
So, you like Back to the Future right here?
Oh yeah, I like the first two.
You like the first two. The third one is the third one, and I feel like if they continue it with something new, that they will just pretend the third one never happened.
I mean that's the beauty of time travel. You can always erase it.
I don't know. Do you want another Back to the Future?
No, I don't think we need to touch Back to the Future. But just because Doc Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd, and Matthew J. Fox, Marty. I mean, those are two of the most iconic characters in my mind that I just don't know how you can bring new people into that world and not have those two characters in it.
Well, you have them in it, but they're the ancillary supporting characters to Marty's kids who go back in time to try to save their dad from destroying the timeline. I don't know. I was just trying to think of it.
I mean, I think it could be done. It's gonna be a really hard sell for me to buy it. Just because I love especially those first two. I can't remember the last time I saw the third movie. Not so much I despise it, but those first two movies, I watch them all the time, and they're just too near and dear to my heart to see it continued on in another fashion.
I want them to get rid of the DeLorean, use an '89 Toyota Corolla.
Oh man, usually they should use one of those Geo trackers. Those are. I mean, my aunt had one of those. Her car lasted like 18 years. I was like, holy crap, that's pretty long.
A Geo Metro. You don't know what a Geo Metro is, do you?
No, not at all.
No, because it was not around that long. It was just a little beater car that teenagers could drive around in, and the clutch can blow out, and then there's no Geo Metros around. I can drive stick.
I never learned how to drive stick.
Well, you're not a man then. Sorry.
Oh boy. Well.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There are states where people don't drive at all. If you're from New York City, you're taking cabs. If you're from downtown LA, you take an Uber and hope you don't get stabbed in the face.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Chicago, and I don't have a car anymore. I take the train and bus. I take the train every day to work. So I just borrow my sister's cars when I need one.
Do you Uber?
I Lyft.
You Lyft. Yeah, I heard, Lyft kind of taking the business away from Uber after.
Yeah, after Uber had their little, I forget even why now. You remember when like Uber got in some
there were
PC trouble?
controversies.
Yeah,
and
whatever it was.
People
So I
getting
deleted
beat
the
up
app,
and
and I was like, oh yeah, I'll use Lyft. So I don't even remember. I mean, I still use Uber, but I use Uber Eats.
people bring you food.
Yeah, like I can't like.
That
Five
is
Guys
lazy
doesn't
and
deliver.
awesome at the same time.
Yeah, Five Guys doesn't deliver on their own, so I have to go through Uber Eats. That's awesome.
That's really cool. We're just getting into random shit.
Yeah, we
I
are.
don't know if people realize this, but me and Frank are what they call bullshitters, and we can literally talk for hours about anything. So,
Yeah, I'll find a way.
Uber Eats. Being a nerd, and this is Adventures in Nerding. AdventuresInNerding.com. You can find me online at Cory Naught on basically everything. I even have a Pinterest for no fucking reason whatsoever. Do I pin stuff? No. Am I making crochet shit? No. But every once in a while, go on Pinterest. Being a nerd, do you have any pops? Do you have any collectibles? Do you have a shelf of crap?
Well, I went to Star Wars Celebration this past year, and I came back with like 6 or 7 figurines that are on my bookshelf right now. I have a ton of Star Wars figures from the prequels, mostly the Phantom Menace. Because then when I got into high school, I kind of veered away from Star Wars a little bit. I wasn't quite as geeky or nerdy into it as I was when I was in like 8th grade. But I have a lot of those figures. And then also growing up, I had a ton of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. But right now, I don't have any pops. I'm actually too broke to be like one of those, like a good collectible nerd.
Me too. I mean, I find things like, at a bargain store or something like that. I got a Newt Scamander, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and a BB-8. That is.
I mean, I got a BB-8. It was like a cake decoration, like so.
Yeah. I get bargain stuff. I got a plush Tusken Raider and a Bantha.
I mean, that's pretty cool though.
That is pretty cool. I've got these. What's funny is the Disney will make anything into a toy, and it doesn't necessarily look like the person that it's supposed to be. Like the Rey.
Oh yeah.
And the main character from Rogue One, I forgot her name.
Jyn Erso.
Jyn, yeah. They're toys, the mid-sized toys, not the big figs ones. But
Like the 6-inch ones?
Yeah, the ones right below it, they're about 12. Are they don't look anything like the women.
And you know what's funny? I saw online there's people that you can like ship your figurine to, and they'll actually go in with like paints and stuff and redo like their face to make them look lifelike, like how they look. It's pretty insane.
Oh yeah, oh geez, wow, we're getting really geeky because I watched a YouTube video of somebody who does stuff like that. Like there's an
It's insane.
entire YouTube channel. They're like, yeah, and then we just like take all the paint off and then we repaint them and make them look really cool. And I'm like, wow, who has the money to do that? And you have the time and get paid to do that online doing videos, and you must be making money because I saw like 5 sponsors before your video started.
Loot Crate and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they're like, hey, Loot Crate. And you're like, what the hell am I doing with my job?
Right?
You're like, there are people with channels that open boxes.
Yes.
Yeah, and to anything. Like there are people who review budget cell phones.
The opening box genre of videos on YouTube is mind-boggling because these videos have like 100,000 views, and I'm like, how? And then here I am watching the damn video myself, so I'm like,
You're
that's
like,
how.
He gets an actual mini stormtrooper gun. Oh my god, it's amazing. And
That's important to know.
it's important to know. It's important, but people have to know that a lot of these people are acting. They know what's coming in the box. You get a little email in advance. Their sponsor is Loot Crate. They're going to get cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had the money to do all that stuff because I don't have a whole lot of collectible stuff now. But if I had the money, man, I would buy so much crap. That'd be amazing.
Being single was a bad thing for me. I spent so much money I shouldn't have. Like on this worthless shit. I had every single game system you could possibly have.
Mm-hmm.
And, all sorts of just tech toys. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad. When you have only yourself to worry about.
Yeah.
And you spend all your money on yourself. Then you go in your closet and you realize, wow, I have no fashion sense.
I just have a bunch of t-shirts and ripped jeans.
Why do I have a tracksuit?
Tracksuit.
I don't jog.
Yeah, going for a jog.
Oh, man. So, Frank. I'm probably cutting half this shit out. You're pretty cool. One thing about Frank is that he is up at the weirdest times of day. He'll send you a random picture. Like the other day you were at Mark Ellis's comedy show.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm totally drunk right now. I think I missed Mark Ellis.
Oh, yeah, that picture. Just sent a picture of a blank stage. The show didn't even start, though, so,
So, you thought you missed it, or were you just joking?
Oh, I was just joking. But that's why I added the drunk part in there. I was like, maybe they'll see it's a joke.
Was that a 2-drink minimum place?
Yeah, it was.
It was? Do you get 2 good drinks or something like a little light?
I got a Stella.
Oh,
so,
wow.
$8 Stella,
Oh,
so.
Jeez.
Yeah, but it came in a tall glass, man.
See, I don't do beer. I do mixed drinks. And shots.
See, I used to do mixed drinks and shots, but I'm getting too old for that, man.
Well, I'm 37. I can only do shots. Shots, bitch. I used to do shots at 151. I can't do that anymore.
Oh, boy.
That's awful.
I mean, I can do shots of tequila. That's about the only thing I'll do shots of. I mean, also the stupid, what do you call it? I can't even think of it. Fireball.
Oh, yeah. Everybody does Fireball now.
Yeah.
To the point where it's really expensive to fucking buy.
Or rum chata. So.
The Jaeger bombs.
Oh, Jaeger, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That's a ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous shot when you think about it. Because if you get drunk off of Jaeger bombs, you get really fucking sick. The last thing you want to do is be up for 6 hours because you just drank like 5 cans of energy drink.
I mean, that's why I don't like to mess with the mixed drinks, because you never know the combination, how it's gonna mess you up the day after, how you're gonna feel. It's not for me.
My wife keeps me away from whiskey. I puked in one hotel room and passed out, and she's like, "You're not drinking whiskey anymore." I'm like, honey, it was just one bottle of whiskey. I got a little crazy. I missed the trash can. Passed out in the bed. She had to clean everything up. She's like, the room smelled like puke. This is way too much information. This is way too much.
I never really puked a whole lot when I was in my youth.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'll be 32 in January.
Holy
I'm 31 right now.
Shit, you are old.
Yeah, right?
I'm 37. I'm old.
Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah, you have a walker and everything.
Yeah, I have like arm braces when I can't type.
Oh wow.
When everybody's playing, I have to stop playing video games because my hands lock up. That's about it. I cry in my sleep, but that's mostly because I'm a sad person.
Oh well,
getting back to everything, closing everything up. So you went to Star Wars Celebration. I saw the pictures. I was very jealous. Well, how was it?
Man, it was just so much fun to be there with fellow Star Wars fans and just have that energy. It was nothing like I had ever experienced it was really cool just to be around everyone who loves Star Wars, and it's a really cool feeling um, to have. And obviously, then I got to meet up with a bunch of the Collider folks, Schmoedown folks, and stuff. And I got to meet Sam Witwer, which was really cool. He does, for those that don't know, he does the voice of Darth Maul and Darth Sidious on the animated shows. Man, I can't wait to go back again. I loved it. I mean, especially when they dropped the first trailer for The Last Jedi at Celebration. Me, Aaron, and Rosika, other admin on the Facebook pages, are actually in IGN's reaction video to the trailer. So if you go look that up, it's pretty funny. We're like right in the front.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Rosika pointed it out. I was like, holy crap, we're famous. But being there for that and just, I can't. I'm sad that they don't have one next year. But it just gives me more time to save up for like their premium $1 billion package you could buy. So.
Well, yeah, you could always go to D23.
Sure.
You know, the Disney has their thing every year, and then, you know, Marvel is a Disney property, so they drop it. I'm sure they're going to do something at D23 and Comic-Con and LA Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. There's so many Comic-Cons.
Yeah, there's a ton. We have C2E2 here in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
And WizardCon, I think we have that one. And yeah, there's just a bunch. So I wish I would have started going to more cons earlier in my life, just because of that communal experience. If you've never been to a con, man, it's just an all around good time.
It's really fun, and you get to eat really bad food. And
yeah,
you know, some of these cons have alcohol. They
Some
do.
of them do.
Yeah. Beer booth. I got shots at one con. I'm like, wow, this is probably not legal. But yeah, that was your first con experience. That's pretty much the top of the world in terms of a con you can go to.
Oh yeah, I don't know how I would ever top this first experience. The only one that could ever top it is another Star Wars con. Just because Star Wars is my main thing. I would go to a Comic-Con San Diego or New York or wherever. I would go to those things, but I just have a feeling I wouldn't have as good of a time as I had at Star Wars, which was a phenomenal time. I'm sure I have fun at other cons, but
San Diego seems like a bitch, though. Just from people I talk to, and you got to book, you know, your hotel so far in advance, and
like a year in advance, some people do this stuff. I'm like, that's crazy.
And you know, you've got to plan your way around, and I guess there's not enough room. And then you've got to get your spots, you know, and I'm sure the guys at Collider, you know, they get their spaces and they do what they need to do. But the small broadcast journalists like me, you know, you don't get treated,
right?
You know, the same. I mean, I've gone to the con up in Portland here, and that's been fun. To interview a couple celebrities. I got someone who runs the con down here, and got to interview Michael J. White. I could have interviewed the guy who played Yoda in the suit. But getting back to the con, is there anything particular that you remember from it?
I remember we went to the Mark Hamill panel where he talked about Carrie Fisher. That was really nice, and really, really well done by Mark Hamill. And I can blank on his name. He's Wicket. I can't think of his name.
Oh, yeah. God damn it.
Why am I blanking on his name?
Oh, he's such a cool dude, too.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to have to look it up.
Warwick Davis. There it is.
Warwick. There we are.
Warwick Davis. Schmoedown. Okay.
5-point question.
Yeah.
Spell Warwick Davis. Oh, jeez.
Warwick Davis, he is a showman through and through, man. He puts on a great show.
I know he's playing various characters in the different movies, but I love to see him play like a vice admiral or something.
Yeah, why not? That'd be pretty cool. I think although it's like a little, it's just because you know him. So
it's like a wink.
Kind of take you out a little bit, you know.
It's a wink, though. You know, you just have him, bossing someone around, and then he gets choked out by Emo Vader, and then I'm kidding.
Do you like Kylo Ren?
I like
no?
Kylo Ren. I like him, and I like in the trailers that they're finally this guy's got a lot of power. We should probably use it.
One thing I actually nerd out about is the Family Guy versions of Star Wars. I fucking love those.
Oh, they're amazing.
Especially Blue Harvest. Blue Harvest is the best one by far. I always love it when they cut to Danny Elfman on the band or the orchestra.
Yeah, and the whole moving of the couch thing, that was hilarious.
We're making it harder than it needs to be,
Star Wars has permeated pop culture so much, and Lucas was such a good sport. It can't happen now. Stuff like that is not going to happen now because Disney has such a death grip on their properties.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to see a rated R movie of Marvel. I don't think ever, because Disney loves that that PG, wider audience.
And I also don't think they need to go that route, to be honest, as well. Because violence aside, you could always ramp up the violence so it's more lifelike, like when Captain America is beating people up, there's no blood. You don't see blood splattering. I mean, he beats the crap out of people. They would have broken bones and blood would be everywhere. But you don't need that kind of stuff. So I'm okay if they don't go, rated R.
And they had that in the DC stuff, and it didn't really, people didn't really see it as good necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that and I kind of hated the comparisons between DC and Marvel because of the whole, well, they're killing people in the DC ones. Well, they kill people in the Marvel ones.
Yeah. So, I try not to get too wrapped up in those kind of comparisons between DC and Marvel. It's just because to me it's pointless. They're two different things. They're doing different things with their movies. So,
nerds. Bunch of fucking nerds. I'm kidding. I'm a huge nerd, and that's why I have this website and this podcast that I sometimes get people on. It's really hard to book people, especially Frank, because Frank's so popular.
Yeah.
Super famous now and getting all the ladies and.
Oh yeah, I don't know where you get this idea from. This ladies thing.
Ladies, man, Frank.
Yeah,
no, I'm just being an asshole. I'm just
what?
being a complete dick. That's what I'm being. I was like, Frank, the ladies, man, because you're the only one in our group who, has a life. I'm kidding.
Dude, I do.
Doman, Clark, I know you guys have lives. I know you do.
Dude, let me tell you, with stats though, like it just completely takes over my life. I really could. Like I could literally turn this into an 8-hour-a-day job if I wanted to.
You better be getting paid.
If I turned it in 8 hours, I would like to. Jeez.
You're the stat guy.
Yeah.
They should make some trading cards.
Someone did post some of that kind of thing in the Facebook group a while back.
I had posted something a while back, and I think Inman had commented on it. We were like, we should make some like Magic the Gathering type movie trivia Schmoedown cards. But that's so super sweaty and geeky. There'd be 5 people that want to play. And how do you rate people? Like, it was Harloff's a +5 on Star Wars and a -5 on, movie release dates, which would be everybody's rating on movie release dates because no one wants to get that but Scott Mantz.
Right. It'd be so tricky, but it'd be kind of hilarious if there was some sort of Magic the Gathering, Schmoedown type of card game. That'd be pretty hilarious.
Now, to close everything up, because I'm probably boring you.
Oh yeah, immensely. I want to get out of here right now.
Yeah, you've got you porn and jizz sub to look at, and you don't need to talk to me. You're like, that is so close to the truth. It's painful.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Where can people find you online?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at FrankieJ29. That's also Instagram. I think it's Snapchat too. So If you follow my Snapchat, you can see a bunch of pictures of planes.
Oh,
And then obviously, I do the Schmoedown Rundown podcast every Saturday on the SK Plus YouTube channel.
Frank, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. You're amazing as well.
You're a great host. I appreciate talking to you. You're great to bullshit with. And
I do love to bullshit.
And you are quite the knowledgeable cat. And I appreciate all you do.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you keeping the admins in check.
I'm just a jerk. I'm a jerk. That's all I am. I gotta have you on again. You're hilarious, dude. Where did you learn to be funny?
Having a horrible childhood, probably. No, that's not true.
It's
I actually did
partially
go
true.
to Second City for like a year, the improv program. I watched a lot of 30 Rock, a lot of SNL, a lot of Boy Meets World. So I just steal all the material and use it and pretend it's my own.
Did you really use Boy Meets World after
Dude, Boy Meets World
SNL and Second City? Like Boy Meets, you're like so I watched all these great comedic movies. George Carlin. Dana Carvey.
I didn't
then
even say
I watched.
Stevens.
Then I watched Gallagher, and that was awesome. I'm sorry, dude. You threw me off with Boy Meets World.
Hey, but double check. Early years of Boy Meets World is so good.
Really,
there's a bit that I do with me and my sisters. We do this all the time. There's a bit between Sean and Cory. They're at like the restaurant. They're like old people. They're playing old people, and they're hard of hearing. And they're like, they want you to take the roles, huh? It's a great little bit. If you watch Boy Meets World endlessly, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you and the 5 people that do that probably find it hilarious.
Oh my god, it's great.
Yeah.
Hey, that's another thing I geek out about is Boy Meets World.
No, well.
Boring to think of forever.
All right. Well, if I get desperate and nobody in my contacts out of the 3,000 or 4,000 people out of there don't answer, I'm coming back to you about a 45-minute conversation about Boy Meets World.
Oh,
do
it.
Yeah, we'll just look at Topanga the entire time wearing board shorts and nothing else.
That was so genius. They didn't show you anything, but like they just let you use your imagination. So, anyways, that's a little too much.
That was way too much. He was a minor, dude. Fucking pedophile.
Oh, man.
I will talk to you later. This is Cory Naught with. Oh man, what's the name of the podcast again? Adventures in Nerding. AdventuresInNerding.com at Cory Naught on the various social media channels. It's Frank Janisch. Shh.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Schmoedown Rundown. You can go iTunes, Podomatic, all that crap. Find him there. Say hi to Brian Davids for me and Aaron.
You got it.
I haven't seen Aaron in a while. Don't know what he's doing. Must be clogging a toilet somewhere. I don't know. Go to AdventuresInNerding.com and watch previous episodes.
You like the show?
No, it's the worst show ever.